Toys are cute and cuddly and come with warm childhood memories until they start moving on their own. How many of you have been playing with toys, and as soon as you leave the room and return, the toy is in a different position? In case you thought you were going crazy, you're not alone, because these disturbing videos show 10 scary toys caught moving on camera. Starting with the video that Aussie Films posted, which isn't that creepy at first. You can see a toy soldier resting inside another toy car inside the room of a kid who clearly has a lot of toys. A pretty average kid's room, right? But if you keep watching, the soldier starts to move on its own and falls out of the car. At this point, you're scared, but you could easily say it just toppled over on its own, right? Nope, it gets worse. Then the toy soldier starts to move some more, but stops just as quickly as it started. It starts moving again, and the toy car starts moving too. There are so many possible explanations, like maybe the owner was controlling the car with a remote control, or a ghost moved the two toys. But we believe there's a more sinister explanation: demonic possession. And if you thought that was scary, you aren't prepared for this classic toy that's known to harbor some unexpected energy. Yep, I'm talking about the haunted rocking horse video, posted by the Shadow Realm's Scary Tales. She talked about a time when she was a kid and a rocking horse in her room started moving on its own. But wait, it gets creepier. It rocked all the way to the other side of the room. She decided to go back to sleep because it was too scary to think about. But alas, when she woke up the next morning, the horse was still in the middle of the room. Could it be a collective manifestation of the spirits trapped within each toy? Or is it an unknown force at work, manipulating the very fabric of reality? Now, I don't know about you, but that definitely sounds like demonic possession to me. Known for their cute appearance and interactive features, it's hard to imagine these toys taking on a more sinister role. But one particular Furby has gained a notorious reputation for its paranormal activities. Real Dragon Phenomenon posted a video that showed a Furby working without a battery. The owner decides to take the batteries out of the toy just to see if it'll still work. You know, just testing the waters. But later, he regrets it a lot. At first, the Furby just sits there unmoving, but 10 minutes later, the real horror begins when the Furby starts vibrating on its own without batteries. After a while, it even opens its eyes and starts producing sounds while moving. It's clearly alive. Absolutely bone-chilling. Did you see how the Furby's movements became erratic and unnatural? It's clearly got evil intentions because it managed to push the keyboard and the remote placed on the desk. The only thing creepier than a possessed Furby is probably a haunted doll. Lee and Lindsay Steer were a couple who collected dolls, but when they returned to their museum in Rotterdam, they discovered that the donated Victorian doll had mysteriously changed its position on the shelf. Lee decided to review the CCTV footage, hoping to uncover the truth. What he found left him speechless. The baffling footage shows the doll slowly leaning forward in a controlled motion, as if guided by an unseen force. Its head tilts slightly, defying the laws of nature. When they shared the eerie video on social media, other paranormal enthusiasts chimed in, suggesting that it appeared as if a child was hugging the doll. The museum itself has a supernatural presence, and it seems like it's haunted. So demonic possession is the only explanation for what you can see. Ancient dolls moving on their own actually makes sense, especially when they've got so much history tied to them. Now, I don't know about you, but this next video posted by @Sinister on TikTok shows that you should be very careful before buying a haunted doll from an antique shop. At first, the doll just sits on the cabinet and seems to be aware that it's being recorded on camera. You can hear the sound of children playing in the background, which makes the whole experience even scarier. It seems like the doll is staring directly into our souls. And the anticipation builds up intensely until finally, right before the video ends, the doll leans forward on its own. People in the comments find it hard to believe and think it might be the poor camera resolution, but a malicious spirit is the only possible explanation for the doll moving on its own. Now, that's nothing compared to these two kids playing with toys on video call with their grandma. The clip posted by Real Scary Video first shows a baby playing with his toys, which is all sweet and innocent and not at all scary. But then the camera turns around and we're looking at a toddler who looks like his older sibling. But as a kid talks to his grandma, he pushes one of his toys forward a little bit, but it starts to move on its own too. Now, I don't know about you, but I would definitely move out of that house and never return. Just like how Holly Armstrong felt when she was house sitting for a family who had been away for the weekend. She posted a TikTok which showed the inside of a broom closet with many toys and other materials inside, which is totally regular for a house. Except, if you look at the top of the video, you can see little legs shaking in the air. It's a creepy doll moving all by itself. Now, this woman was terrified. It's obvious she'll never be house sitting for that family again. There's just no way to fake that kind of movement, and the doll is almost definitely possessed. But it looks like people never learn and just keep buying antique dolls with evil energies in them. In this next video posted by the Travel Channel, the Lancaster family had a doll that made a lot of creepy things happen in their house. At first, they thought there was someone watching the house, so they had CCTV installed. But a lot of strange things just kept happening. And when Stephen Lancaster's grandchildren came to visit, the doll started to speak to them. But that wasn't even the worst part. When Stephen left the room for a minute, that's when things got really creepy. The CCTV camera caught the doll on the bed 1 minute, and suddenly on the chair. How did it move? What was inside the doll? There's no way of knowing for sure. Speaking of unexplainable events, this baby's moving teddy was even more terrifying when it was caught in the nanny cam. The video was posted anonymously and shows a baby fast asleep next to a teddy bear, which is adorable to look at, right? Nope. As you keep watching, the bear somehow lifts itself up and moves over to the child. At this point, anyone watching the video would be terrified and concerned for the baby. The next porcelain doll, caught by TikTok user Laser Effect Spam, will give you nightmares. We get a tour of his doll collection, which is of course antiquated. We know what comes next. All of these dolls seem to be facing different directions, but while the video is being recorded, one in particular tilts its head curiously and looks directly at us. Some evil being is definitely inside that doll. That's all the scary toys caught moving on camera. Which one was the most terrifying to see? Let us know in the comments below, and see you in the next one.